The morning began like any other high-profile interview on Good Morning America. But the atmosphere quickly took a sharp turn when Tom Cruise, known for his charm and professionalism, appeared visibly tense as he sat across from George Stephanopoulos. What was meant to be a light-hearted segment about Cruise's upcoming film devolved into a heated back-and-forth after. Stephanopoulos pressed the actor on a series of personal questions related to his beliefs, past controversies, and ongoing scrutiny in the media. At first, Cruise responded calmly, redirecting the conversation to his film. But Stephanopoulos persisted, invoking incidents from Cruise's past that clearly hit a nerve. As the questioning grew more intense and accusatory, Cruise's posture stiffened and his tone sharpened, calling the questions irrelevant and accusing Stephanopoulos of undermining his work and purposefully stirring controversy for ratings. The studio audience watched in stunned silence as Cruise leaned forward, pointing his finger toward the anchor and accusing him of disguising character assassination as journalism. Stephanopoulos, taken aback but holding his ground, countered by insisting it was his job to ask the hard questions. The tension in the room thickened to a breaking point as the verbal volley escalated. Crew members behind the camera could be seen whispering frantically to one another, unsure whether to cut to commercial or let the moment play out. The argument crescendoed when Cruise stood up mid-interview and declared that he would not allow his name or work to be reduced to tabloid fodder under the guise of a morning show appearance. Asterisk security and producers quickly intervened, attempting to de-escalate the situation, but Cruise was already walking off set, visibly furious, shaking his head and pulling off his microphone. Stephanopoulos, attempting to regain composure, addressed the audience by saying, "Well, that clearly wasn't how we expected this morning to go." But his words did little to soften the shockwaves that immediately rippled across social media. Within minutes, #TomCruise and #GoodMorningMeltdown were trending, with fans and media pundits split down the middle, some defending Cruise's outburst as a justified response to invasive questioning, while others criticized him for lacking professionalism on live television. ABC was quick to release a statement calling the incident unfortunate and affirming their commitment to journalistic integrity, though it was also revealed that Cruise's team had explicitly requested the conversation remain focused on the film and avoid personal topics requests the producers had evidently chosen to ignore. In the days that followed, Cruise remained silent publicly, though insiders reported that he was deeply disappointed in reevaluating his willingness to participate in future morning show interviews. The network faced criticism not just from Cruise's fans but also from several Hollywood figures who saw the incident as emblematic of the media's habit of baiting celebrities into explosive moments for viral content. Stephanopoulos attempted to defend his approach during a later broadcast, but the damage had been done. What was supposed to be a promotional tour for a blockbuster had turned into a full-blown media storm, and Good Morning America found itself at the center of a fierce debate about the line between journalism and provocation. Asterisk as the dust settled in the days after Tom Cruise's dramatic departure from Good Morning America, media insiders and fans alike continued to dissect the explosive moment that had ignited debate across the entertainment industry. Cruise's silence following the incident only added fuel to the fire, with speculation swirling about whether the actor would speak out or issue a formal statement. Behind the scenes, however, Cruise's team was working tirelessly to control the narrative, coordinating with publicists, studio executives, and legal advisors to ensure the fallout wouldn't overshadow his film's release. Meanwhile, George Stephanopoulos remained on air, addressing the clash vaguely during later broadcasts, while avoiding direct mention of Cruise's name. But the incident had already drawn criticism from prominent figures in Hollywood, who saw it as yet another example of morning shows crossing boundaries in pursuit of viral moments. Stars like Jamie Foxx, Scarlett Johansson, and even Robert Downey Jr. voiced support for Cruise, emphasizing that celebrities deserved basic respect during interviews, especially when appearing in good faith to promote their work. The network's leadership found themselves under intense scrutiny, not only from public backlash but also from advertisers questioning the show's direction. As internal memos circulated within ABC, Some producers reportedly expressed regret over ignoring Cruz's interview boundaries, acknowledging that the move had backfired spectacularly. Asterisk by the end of the week. The ripple effects reached far beyond just one awkward interview. Late-night hosts and podcast pundits dissected the conflict from every angle. While PR firms used the moment as a case study in training sessions about media relations and talent management, Cruz, determined not to let the incident define him, made a surprise appearance via a pre-recorded message at the premiere of his film, thanking fans and doubling down on his passion for storytelling and positivity, without mentioning Stephanopoulos or Good Morning America. Cruz's message was clear. His focus remained on his craft, not on tabloid theatrics. The subtle but powerful move earned him applause and admiration, with many seeing it as a dignified way to move forward. Meanwhile, Stephanopoulos' image took a notable hit, especially among younger viewers who found his line of questioning outdated and needlessly antagonistic. ABC, facing internal tension, began re-evaluating how interviews were structured and whether high-profile guests would continue to feel safe on the show. The Cruz incident had inadvertently triggered a reckoning within the industry, forcing both networks and audiences to reconsider the ethics of celebrity journalism. What started as an attempt to rattle a superstar for a soundbite ultimately reshaped how morning shows approach their most high-profile guests and cemented Tom Cruise's position not just as a screen icon, but as a man unwilling to be disrespected on live television. Asterisk in the aftermath of the incident. Production teams scrambled to handle the storm brewing behind the scenes, with sources from inside ABC reporting intense meetings, emergency public relations calls, and concerns from sponsors who were wary of being associated with negative press. Tom Cruise's unexpected walkout had not only disrupted the morning show's tight schedule, but also cast a shadow over its professional integrity, forcing executives to reckon with the fine line between journalistic curiosity and sensationalism. Cruz's management issued a brief statement days later, stating that while Tom supports robust conversation, he will not tolerate manipulative tactics or disrespectful ambushes disguised as interviews. This ignited a firestorm on social media, with fans praising his composure and slamming the show's producers for provoking unnecessary drama. Behind the cameras, George Stephanopoulos reportedly expressed frustration over how things escalated. But he stopped short of an apology, believing his line of questioning was fair and within the bounds of public interest. However, media analysts and crisis consultants weighed in, warning that the power dynamic between celebrities and journalists had entered a new era, one where the public was increasingly siding with talent who demanded respect and control over their narratives. Cruz's stance was seen by many as emblematic of a wider shift in celebrity media relations, where trust, transparency, mutual dignity were now non-negotiable. Asterisk. As Tom Cruise returned to his promotional tour, avoiding live interviews and sticking to scripted appearances, the entertainment world took note. Other stars began quietly revising their media contracts, placing stricter boundaries on what was off-limits, and instructing their teams to avoid outlets known for provoking conflict. Industry veterans liken Cruz's reaction to a throwback, a moment when stars like Marlon Brando or Katharine Hepburn refused to play along with media games, standing firm in the face of bad faith questions. The public, meanwhile, seemed more engaged than ever, with clips of the confrontation racking up millions of views online and sparking fierce debate about media ethics, celebrity vulnerability, and whether fame should come with total access. At the same time, producers at rival networks watched closely, viewing the fallout as both a cautionary tale and an opportunity to poach talent by offering a more respectful, collaborative interview experience. George Stephanopoulos remained a staple of Good Morning America, but with his reputation slightly bruised, while Cruz, having weathered yet another media firestorm, seemed to emerge even stronger, calm, principled, and more in control of his image than ever. The incident had faded from headlines, but its echoes lingered in how interviews were scheduled, conducted, and consumed, marking a subtle but lasting shift in the power dynamics of the celebrity media landscape. Asterisk. Backstage, producers scrambled to manage the fallout as Mark Consuelos and Kelly Ripa quickly transitioned the show into a commercial break. Visibly rattled by the incident that had just unfolded, the control room buzzed with frantic voices deciding whether to cut the segment entirely or attempt a course correction after the break. Meanwhile, Blake Shelton was seen being escorted off the set by staff, his face red with a mixture of anger and disbelief, while a few remaining crew members tried to lighten the mood with nervous laughter. Reports from insiders revealed that Kelly, still fuming from the iron exchange, immediately confronted producers about why Shelton had been booked in the first place, given their previously unresolved issues from another public feud years prior. Mark, typically more reserved, allegedly raised his voice behind closed doors, demanding that future guests be vetted more carefully for compatibility and mutual respect. The situation had clearly rattled the couple, who were known for their controlled environment and generally lighthearted interviews. Gossip outlets and morning show analysts were quick to dissect every angle of the confrontation, with social media lit up in polarized supports, some defending Blake for speaking his mind, and others siding with Kelly and Mark for defending the integrity of their platform. Asterisk, the fallout continued well beyond the episode itself. As official statements from all parties trickled in over the next few days, ABC's PR team issued a short, carefully worded note emphasizing that Live with Kelly and Mark values respectful discourse and regrets when moments take an unexpected turn. Blake Shelton's management remained tight-lipped for hours before releasing a brief statement claiming the singer had only spoken candidly when provoked and did not intend to disrupt the broadcast. Rumors swirled about whether Shelton would be blacklisted from other daytime platforms, especially as network executives considered the broader implications for future bookings. Behind the scenes, Kelly and Mark reportedly engaged in tense conversations with ABC executives regarding editorial control and safety measures for high-profile interviews. The broader entertainment industry took notice, with celebrities now asking pointed questions about what topics were truly off-limits, and who held the power to redirect or diffuse a spiraling conversation. Meanwhile, social media campaigns emerged with hashtags supporting both sides, hashtag Team Shelton and hashtag Team Kelly Mark, each gaining millions of views. Though time would gradually soften the memory of the clash, it undoubtedly left a mark on daytime TV's reputation on future guest expectations and on the delicate balance between celebrity, ego, and live broadcast unpredictability. Asterisk.